As you noticed, I'm about to look at the title because we are going to be dipping. Now, I'm not going to sit here and talk about the dip because I got other things to discuss today. But today we'll be dipping on Grizzly Dark Mint. You see that can? That's a nice looking can. It has blue metallic and black label with a gray lid. Sorry about the lighting because the lamp is right here hovering over the camera, so any reflection will reflect a light like that. I'm trying to keep it well lit, the camera, so you can see what I'm doing, but not too bright where like there's a glare and makes the video all weird. This dip ain't too bad, and I'm not that big fan of Grizzly, period. I mean, there's a few Grizzly flavors I like, starting with, and I told you I wouldn't talk about the dip the whole video, but I'm gonna make this video at least 10 minutes, and we've only made it into almost 2 minutes in the video, so talk about it for another minute or two. But Grizzly was one of the first brands I started using as a beginner. Of course, it's not recommended for beginner dippers. A lot of people don't recommended me when I first started. But when I started, and then if you notice my old channel, the first ever dip video I made, if you notice, I made that video, it was one of the only two, if I'm not mistaken, one of the only two videos I ever made a video on two dips in one video. But if you notice, the video Grizzly 1900 and Copenhagen Straight, those were two of my favorite dips at the time I started making videos. And I still like those to this day, but from what I hear, they don't make 1900 no more. They named it something else now, like what, long cut or something, just like Grizzly long cut or natural. What, I don't know, because I ain't seen Grizzly 1900 with the gold lid in a long time. But Grizzly Mint was once my favorite Grizzly, or one of the Grizzlies that I dipped was Mint, Straight, and Natty. Wasn't a big fan of the wintergreen after Copenhagen came out. For a while I was dipping Grizzly wintergreen. So if you can find some in your area, because I don't know if it's out everywhere nationwide like Copenhagen Mint, if you can find it, I recommend you try it out. Now, I'm not going to say it's the best and way better than Copenhagen Mint, because by far, in my opinion, it ain't. But it's a lot better than the original mint. So, now onto the other subjects to talk about in this video. Well, what I'll be talking about is, well, sorry about that. I had to pick another song out. I'm watching YouTube videos, music videos. Anyway. What I was saying was, dang, I forgot. Oh, sorry about that, folks. What I was saying was, today's video, I'll be talking about what people like with this country. You know, it's a main subject that's been talked about among my friends and stuff, because you know how some people are. Now, it starts out like this. As y'all noticed, the hat I'm wearing, prime example. Now, I got friends out there who probably watch this video and know me, that I've talked to them before, and some of the subscribers I haven't talked to yet. I'd like to. Maybe add me on Facebook or something, if you have one. this John Deere hat, right? Some of my friends know me will know that I like International Harvester more than John Deere. But at the same time, there's a reason. I'm gonna expose the truth of that. Is the reason is some people in my family have owned John Deere equipment in their lifetime, and on one side, it's like some of my family members like the John Deere, some like the International Harvester. And growing up, I kind of liked both at the same time. You know, I like both John Deere and International. It's just me personally. If I had to buy a tractor, depending on the equipment we're talking about, it depends. Now, for farming, I don't know. Depend on. It all depends, man. I mean, some of them John Deeres look nice, but you can't forget about the International Harvester. They make some pretty decent tractors and lawnmowers and other equipment. But John Deere is a major popular around the south, down here around where I live, where all the farms that I've seen drive John Deere. There's a few farms I've seen in South Georgia that drive International Harvester. But it's just, I brought this hat the other day because I always said I wanted a John Deere hat. Just like I wouldn't mind having a International Harvester hat. I'm also, on that note, speaking of liking what you want, it's the same with camo that I wear. I like mossy oak and I like real tree. I just like hunting camo, period. Because what country boy I know don't like camo, right? Now there's some people out there that is country that just prefer not to wear camo. They wear denim. Like some people I know will wear like blue jeans. Some will wear camo hunting pants. All I know is being country does not matter what brand you like of John Deere, International Harvester, mossy oak, real tree. Me, I like anything, you know. Like I like mossy oak and real tree both because they're camo. They're decent types of camo. But me, if you notice, every time I go out in public, I'm wearing more real tree than anything else. The only time I wear my mossy oak is the reason why I wear this hat is the only hat I have that's my Browning hat, for example. It's mossy oak and half black. It's half black, half camo. But the bottom line I'm trying to say is being a country boy doesn't matter if you like one thing or the other. That's like onto the other subject is, say example, everybody knows I like Dodge Ram, but I also like Ford, and I'll tell you why. Well, growing up, my dad owned nothing but Dodges. Early in my early childhood, you know, up until like a couple years ago, you know, he hasn't had a Dodge Ram in a couple years, but that's all he owned was. He owned like 2 Dodge Rams ever since I met my stepdad. Never met my real dad, just to let y'all know. That's a little bit of a personal thing. I won't go into details, but he owned Dodge, right? Now my grandfather, my mom's father, and some of the people on my mom and grandma's side of the family, they owned Chevy and Ford. But my mom's father, my grandfather, was a man that owned a lot of old Fords growing up. He had 1980 F-150s and stuff like that. And I like the old Fords better, and the old Dodges. These new ones are okay, but like I say, if I had to pick a truck, it would have to be a Dodge or a Ford. Chevy, I'd buy a Chevy too if I had to, but Dodge is my main favorite truck. See, I'm not picky about a lot of things anymore. as I've gotten older, I just don't get picky anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I try to enjoy life, enjoy different things. You know, and you can say what you want. There's some people out there that say, "How dare you? You're not really a Dodge fan if you like Ford." Well, everybody's got their opinions. I got a friend that says he's a big time Ford fan and says that some of these Dodge trucks and some Dodges are cool. And I'm like, but yet you're a Ford fan. It's good to admire other truck brands and all that, but personally, everybody's got their own opinion because this is a free country. You like what you want to like. Don't matter what people say. I mean, that's like me. A lot of people say, if I'm a Copenhagen guy, then why do I dip? Do they see me do videos? And why does some people that I talk to video chat with, why you dipping Skull? Well, there's certain Skull flavors I like. I mean, my number one brand is Copenhagen. But I'm not picky about dip. I get what I can get. You know what I mean? So that's basically what this video is about. Just, it's your life. You like what you want to like. Don't let people tell you any different. You know, it's your life to live. So you like, for example, like I said, I'm a Dodge fan, but every now and then I wouldn't mind having a Ford. I wouldn't mind having a Ford either, but I would rather have a Dodge. And as my mom and my parents told me growing up, when you go to get your first car or first truck, whatever it is, that you get what you can get, because as long as it runs and gets you point A to point B, it shouldn't matter. But they're right about that. Whatever you can get is what you get. Whatever your money gets you. I mean, there's people out there that I know that, like for example, a buddy of mine out there used to have a Chevy truck, but when he traded it in, he got a Dodge. I always thought he was a Chevy fan, but apparently he's a Dodge fan. But as his first truck, he got what he could get, and then when he had the money, he was able to get what he wanted. So you get the concept of what I'm saying. Is you start out with what you can get when it comes to a truck, especially, or dip, or whatever the case may be. And then later in life, and later down the road, if you can afford to get a Dodge, that's great. Or whatever your favorite truck is. But that's today's video. I'll be making another video here in about 2 weeks. So, just keep that in mind. Country is not, being country, don't matter what brand of clothes you like, brand of tractor, trucks, dip. Country is how you live life. That was a big topic that gets talked about a lot. So, remember,